really glad you could join us for this really quick training video. I wanted to share with you how we saved hundreds of hours a month for one of our clients, Link Tacker. I'm going to take you through the exact steps that we did and hopefully impart with you a couple of good tips in terms of getting this done. We did it by managing the email inbox by using an AI assistant. This is a really low touch way of getting the output, and I think it's really useful. So I'm going to share with you the whole setup. I've done a demo on my account. So very simply, you've got two issues. You've got to get the data that is going to feed the assistant the custom knowledge so that it knows how to act like you, and you have to build the actual system. I'm going to show you how to do that. So how to export and clean data easily for ChatGPT. First, you've got to export the data. Now, what I did was I went through my inbox and I did some code that enabled me to grab all of my messages. I won't bore you with it, but essentially what I got was all of these emails. Then I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, turn the CSV of email replies into an FAQ on how I operate, and please analyze it first and make a plan. So making a plan is, usually quite good for it to not miss out on any steps, because obviously it's a logical processor. It benefits from seeing its own logical plan. So you can see here, makes a plan, whatever. I say, please do, my friend. So it's going to use its inbuilt analysis tool, ChatGPT 4. But essentially what I'm doing here is I'm getting it to self-articulate, here's some raw data. How can we turn this into something new? Because it can handle spreadsheets and stuff. So it's saying here, doing its steps, and it's going again, yes, please. So you can see here, it's telling us we've got this raw data. I should extract specific questions, standardize the responses, and organize by category. So what that's doing is turn it into an FAQ. Now, the whole objective of this is that we can just use the FAQ in our assistant to say, hey, here's your knowledge. Here's how David usually replies, the founder of Moonlabs. Go and act like him. So then it does all this. And then I was not really happy with these three answers because it was bare bones. I said, yeah, can you not create a larger FAQ? So I'm going to get it to rework, and it came out with this. All of this is actually really good. And so you can see here, by just a little bit of prompting and just telling it, gearing it towards what I really want, you can see that we're eventually getting some really good FAQs. So I just said, can you make them UK spelling, neutral SEO, but still well designed and stuff. And I think in the end, I just try to get out as much as possible from my emails. But just going over it again, first of all, that's an important part, is to just look and say, what can I probably get out of this? And what do I know? So I knew in here that I'm using a booking calendar a lot. So I've actually included this in, I'm going to go through this in a second, where I include a link to my booking schedule because that's what I typically do. So threw it into ChatGPT, and then it's come out with this. So what am I going to do with these FAQs? So now I've got this text file. What I'm going to do is I've got to then go and create the assistant. So I've got my brain, right? I need a sales support agent. I need it to help me with my email replies because I'm going to get loads of replies in soon. I need to help me book meetings in so I don't have to worry about it. Now I've got the data that's going to do that. My next step is to create the assistant. And we need to give them knowledge base, and we need to design some prompts. What we're going to do is we're going to segment this into two different places. So the first of all is the prompt to me with the assistance API is more like a task. Basically, here's a situation, here's some custom data, here's the input, now go and generate me the output. So for this example, it's, hey, here's an input email, you're a sales support agent, you're supposed to book me sales calls, based on your knowledge base, go and generate a reply. I can show you the actual prompt in a second. And then you have the tools, which we'll be using retrieval in this, which is essentially go and grab the knowledge base, the most relevant knowledge pieces or chunks. And I can show you how I did that in a sec. And what we're doing here is we're actually going to go and design the assistant. What I usually do is I go into my platform, OpenAI playground. I go and hit assistants, and I've got one here which you can see is called co-CEO. Now, there's some distinct parts here that I want to break down. Don't know if I've got it in here. So I'm going to show you how to create the assistant using OpenAI. So you've got instructions, you've got your prompt, and you've got your tools. And I think that it is really important to dissociate between these three. So prompt is the task that I've got here. So you can see here, this is my task. I'm saying create a response, no subject line. So I'm giving it details about what I want as an output. And then I'm giving it the input, which is incoming email, hi David, as a test. So this is me just testing. And what I'm looking for here, is it picking up the tools? Is it picking up the storage and the file search? And is it generating a good enough response? In instructions, what I've got is a more standardized set of tools and instructions that are generally going to be applicable to any type of assistant that sits in the co-CEO kind of thing, like someone that helps me. So that's going to be as like a style of output, background history, extra information that might not translate so well into different tasks. So there's a little bit of how would you put it? A little bit like grey area on that, but I'm really just trying to show you like the quickest way that we got this done, because I think it's really important to get stuck in and actually get some feedback on this. So now we have this in place, all we need to do is to throw it into Pipedream and connect it. What I've done is I've got this custom code, which is basically essentially creating a new thread, but using that same assistant, which you can do, if you see here, this should be the same as this. So let's say using the assistant we just created with all of the tools, all of the instructions and all, but it doesn't have the prompt. This is a thread, so it won't have this. It will be this co-CEO. And what we're doing is we're creating a new thread with a new email at the front every time, seeing what happens. So you can see here, I've got the same, create a simple UK neutral thing, and it says here, create a response in the subject line. It's fairly similar. I edited it slightly. And what it's going to do is it's going to search for specific labels, which is a lead label in my inbox, making sure it's unread. It's going to do it just for this email, and it's going to go and find a load of emails and then draft some responses. So just to illustrate it working, I'm going to say I'm going to label it a lead. I've marked it as unread, and I'm just saying, hey, I'm a lead. So we're going to see it work now. I'm going to test the code. So going back over it again, lead ID is unread, going through this. And so what it will do is make sure that every day when I log in, or every hour, it could even do, you can run this as set every hour or so in the day to just create draft replies to all your emails. And this has saved my client 100 hours a month. There we go. So you can see here that it's completed. Here's the email that it would have said. You'll see it here that I have a nice little response. So that's it. That's literally the nuts and bolts of it. I think that's really effective, and it's just helping me book loads more meetings without having to think about it. We know this process. Essentially, we're looking to clean our data, and we're looking to use it to build an agent. We've got all those processes there, and we just upload loads of different agents. Case studies that we've done this with Linked Hacker, saving 100 hours a month. With a cybersecurity company, we help them unlock about 25k a month in savings by showing them how to clean their data. And we've actually saved like 90% of workflows efficiency with a digital marketing agency in specifically their content creation and content planning. So there's a variety of uses for our AI solutions. If you're interested, feel free to book a free Q&A now. No selling. We just want to help. That's it really. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope it was useful. Let me know if you've got any questions.